Welcome to the Weaves Guidebook, Jade Ruins. This video covers everything you need to know to take on Weaves 3, 43, 83, and 123. This will include a relevant spawn guide, as well as some strategies you can use to deal with the objective. If you'd like more general tips on completing high-level Weaves, refer to my Weaves Guidebook and Introduction video, linked in the description below. Let's get started. The first thing to understand about this weave is that it is no longer just a kill mission, meaning you can only get so close to opening the portal by killing enemies. In this particular weave, you are required to stand in these circles until the bar on the outside of them fills completely, giving you a large boost of essence. The reason these circles are important to the spawn guide is that stepping on any of the circles triggers a series of spawns, with more and more triggers occurring the longer you don't complete the circle. For this reason, you might want to wait until your party has stabilized before starting a circle, so that you can be sure to complete it before too many enemies show up. For this map, stepping on a circle will spawn 2 assassins. As time continues that you haven't completed the circle, you will have to deal with a spawn of storm vermin, and then a spawn of plague monks that come with 2 hook rats, and then a spawn of shielded storm vermin, and potentially a rattling gun. The circle will continue sending diminishing quantities of storm vermin and plague monks your way until you eventually manage to complete the circle. The circle spawn triggers aren't the only ones you'll have to worry about, however. This map has ongoing spawns of some Skaven slaves about every 40 seconds. Not the most difficult thing in the world, but good to be mindful of as you go to trigger disablers. As you near the gate at the beginning of the map, a hook rat, assassin, and rattling gun will spawn. Heading down the ramp will spawn 4 plague monks, a leech, and 3 assassins. It may be wise to trigger this spawn and back up so that you have more room to operate against them. As you get to the bottom of this ramp, remember that stepping on the circle triggers a major spawn. If you've come down this way to res one of your fallen allies, be very careful not to step on the circle as you head their way. Once you make it into the center building, you'll trigger 4 leeches, and, once you've started moving down the stairs, you'll trigger a hook rat, an assassin, and a rattling. Triggering the second circle will spawn 2 assassins, and then, if you don't complete it, 2 hook rats. More storm vermin and plague monks will continue to spawn as you don't complete the circle. Once you make it halfway through the ruins following the second circle, 4 more leeches will spawn, and then you'll have to do the whole circle dance again. The portal spawns at the end of the map, on the other side of the building where the third circle is. The end section takes place in 5 waves. The first wave contains a hook rat and 6 bestigor, the second a hook rat, a bannerman, and archers, the third 2 bannermen, 8 bestigor, the fourth a hook rat, a bannerman, and 3 bestigor, and the fifth has a hook rat, 8 bestigor, and a minotaur. Obviously, make sure to prioritize the hook rat for each spawn, and things shouldn't be too different than normal gameplay. This is a weave that can really catch you off guard if you try to complete it traditionally, as the several disablers and relatively small room to operate can make things messy very quickly. To help you stay alive, there are a couple kiting paths that I've found are quite useful, as well as a hiding spot that isn't as effective on this weave, but can help you out in a pinch. The first is in the field you spawn in. If you pull enemies from the main pathway, up the stairs, and then in a clockwise formation, you'll be able to keep going in circles this way, providing you don't overflow with enemies. This even includes a minor drop down in which you can reload or get some easy hits in. The second is to go through the market square building to the right. If you go up the stairs in here, you will reach a drop down point that will give you a large gap to play with. You can then loop back around to the market square in a clockwise rotation and continue this. Do be aware that new enemies sometimes will climb up the drop down in the building, either blocking your path or hitting you in the back when you've let your guard down, so make sure to check that your path is clear. Kiting is especially important in Jade Winds, as it will stop you from getting bogged down in brambles. If you hole out like you traditionally would in a weave, you will frequently find yourself stuck behind a wall of thorns that you simply have to wait to get through, or accept that you're going to be taking a ton of damage trying to get rid of. Some party members can deal with this issue, however. If your party is running either Immortal Zealot or Warrior Priest, you can have them use their ults and run through the brambles. This will destroy all that they activate and clear a path for the rest of the party to get out. Battle Wizard can also get out, as her teleport will not drag her through the brambles. Even though camping isn't as useful as it usually is, Sometimes you just need a breather to recharge your ult or reload your weapon. To that end, if things are getting really bad, you can hide out on the beds inside the town. This will give you tons of space, although your clearing potential won't be great, so I wouldn't recommend staying here for long. Because each new trigger is a series of disablers, it is more important than ever to make sure you back up when a teammate goes down. If you're too far forward when they respawn, it is likely you will jeopardize the entire run trying to save them, or you will all just have to accept that they are out of this run for the time being. We've found out, to make things easier, you actually only need to complete 1, maybe 2 of the circles in order to get the portal open. This will make it so that you don't have to deal with half of the spawns on the map in any meaningful way. For this, fight bit by bit until you're ready to trigger the first circle. Make sure the party is ready to retreat as a group in order to deal with the 2 assassins that spawn immediately. Once they're dealt with, you can retreat to your choice kite spot. The circle will continue triggering enemies, along with the ongoing spawns, that will relatively rapidly fill up the essence bar. Once you realize you've dealt with just 2 roaming spawns in a row, it means you've exhausted the spawns from the circle and should be extremely safe finishing the circle off. Then, you may need to trigger a couple more spawns on the way to the second circle, and potentially even the second circle itself, and the portal should open. Getting your entire party to the portal can be very difficult, but getting one person there is incredibly easy. There is a purple potion in the building that lies between the first and second circles. If you give that to a player with a dash, particularly Handmaiden, they can chug the purple pot and sprint past all the special spawns to the portal without having to deal with any of them. Remember, it only matters that one person makes it. For the end, you can camp if you'd like, but remember, it will make mobility extremely difficult, and could come back to bite you in the Minotaur spawns. Instead, I suggest kiting up the stairs and jumping over the railing, then circling around back to the stairs. This will give you ample time to kill enemies as they drop down, as well as keeping you safe from all the brambles. If you follow these tips, and find you're still struggling with this weave, consider watching the introduction video, which will have some good tips you can use, or reaching out to me or any other number of players in the Ranked Weaves Discord, linked in the description below. If you thought this video was helpful, please like and subscribe. More Weaves Guidebook videos are going up constantly, so that I make sure to cover the weave that you're stuck on eventually. Take care.